Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about lymphatic drainage of head and neck. The lymphatic drainage of head and neck is divided into two groups, regional groups and terminal group. In the regional group, there are groups of lymph node which is situated in these regions, and they all are terminate or drain into the deep cervical lymph node. So deep cervical lymph node is in the terminal group. The lymphatic drainage or lymph nodes which are situated in the head, face and neck based on anatomical region. In the head region, there are occipital group of lymph node, mastoid and preauricular posterior to anterior. In the face region, there are parotid and facial lymph node. In the facial lymph node, they are again divided into superficial and deep part. In the superficial part, there are maxillary, buccal and mandibular lymph node, and in the deep part, there are lingual and retropharyngeal lymph node. In the neck region, there are submental, submandibular, anterior cervical, superficial cervical, and deep cervical group of lymph node which are situated in the neck region. So this is a diagram which is showing the lymph node which are situated in the different region. We will discuss about it. Now lymph node in the head and neck are arranged in the two horizontal rings and two vertical chains on either side of the neck. You can see this is a diagram which is showing the two horizontal chain or rings and two vertical chains. Vertical chains lie on either side of the neck. So we will discuss about two horizontal ring. You can see this is the outer circle and this one is the inner circle. This is the outer circle is known as a superficial ring and inner circle is known as a deep ring. So outer circle, it is consist of these lymph node posterior to anterior. It is extend from basic occiput to the chin anteriorly. So on either side of in posterior side, there are occipital lymph node, then postauricular as well as mastoid lymph node, then preauricular lymph node, then submandibular lymph node, and anteriorly there are submental lymph node. Uh, all are paired except submental lymph node, which is unpaired. So this is the superficial ring. Now deep ring. The deep ring, it is situated around the pharynx and larynx and trachea, and it is consist of these lymph node anterior to posterior. Anteriorly, it is related to the prelaryngeal and pretracheal lymph node. On either side of the trachea, there are paratracheal lymph node, and just posterior it there are retropharyngeal lymph node which is situated in the retropharyngeal space. So this is the deep ring. The deep ring is also associated with the clumps of mucosa associated lymphoid tissue malt, which is known as a Walder's ring, and it is situated in the nasonoropharynx passage. So we will discuss about this, and you can see in on either side there are terminal group. The terminal group, there are deep cervical lymph node which is situated, and these are the vertical chains on either side of the neck. And you can see the vertical chain consists of deep cervical lymph node which are superior and inferior deep cervical lymph node, and all lymph vessels of the head neck region drained into the deep cervical lymph node either directly or indirectly via the nodes of outlying groups. So you can see in the diagram, all are drained into the deep cervical lymph node which is situated around the internal jugular vein. So this is the table which is showing the lymph node classification. There are peripheral group and there are deep cervical group. In the peripheral group or peripheral node, there are superficial group and these are the deep group. In the superficial group, it is known as the outer circle, and deep group, it is known as the inner circle. In the superficial group, these are the lymph node which are known as a regional group of lymph node, and these are the deep group which is associated with the Walder's rings, and the terminal group is known as a deep cervical lymph node. There are two types of lymph node, jugulodigastric lymph node and jugulo-omohyoid lymph node. So we will discuss about one by one. First of all, we are going to discuss about superficial lymph node. The superficial lymph node are related to the periphery. Behind to anterior, there are occipital lymph node, mastoid, which is known as a retroauricular, as well as postauricular lymph node because it is lie posterior to the auricle, preauricular lymph node, which is lie anterior to the auricle, parotid lymph node, facial lymph node, submandibular lymph node, submental lymph node, anterior cervical and superficial cervical lymph node. So first of all, occipital lymph node. You can see this is the occipital lymph node, which is situated between sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscle. There is a junction between these two muscles. There is a occipital lymph node present on superior knuckle line on either side, and that receives afferent from occipital part of the scalp, and they drain into the superficial cervical lymph node and accessory lymph node. You can say this is the accessory because it is related to the spinal accessory lymph node. And palpation, you can say this is the diagram which is showing 1 inch above the hairline there is a occipital lymph node which is situated. Swelling of occipital lymph node can be due to the scalp infection, rubella, and occipital lymphadenopathy. Mastoid lymph node. Mastoid lymph node, it is superficial to the insertion of sternocleidomastoid muscle. You can see this is the sternocleidomastoid muscle and it is lie superficial and towards the insertion of sternocleidomastoid muscle and just lie anterolateral to the occipital lymph node. That receives lymphatic drainage from posterior parietal of the scalp, skin of the ear, posterior external acoustic meatus, and they drain into the superior deep cervical lymph node and accessory lymph node. Palpation. Palpated behind the ear using the pad of index, middle, and ring finger. They are more numerous in the children. So clinical significance, mastocytosis contains deposits of malignancies occurring in the retroauricular skin behind the auricle. Preauricular lymph node. Preauricular as the name which is lie anterior to the auricle. They are, you can say this is the preauricular. They are 2 to 3 in number and they lie over the parotid fascia in preauricular region, and that receives afferent or lymphatic drainage from anterior parietal, scalp, and anterior ear, and they drain into the superior deep cervical lymph node. You can see here that is the situation of superior deep cervical lymph node. Palpation, palpated the lymph node anterior to the ear using the pads of index, middle, and ring finger. It contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of orbit, external acoustic meatus, and parotid gland. Parotid lymph node. Parotid lymph node, it is related to the parotid gland. So hence the name parotid lymph node. And that is divided into a two parts, superficial part or deep part. Superficial part is known as a superficial parotid node, or deep part is known as deep parotid node. Now location of the superficial parotid node, it is located on the parotid gland, over the parotid gland, and it receives lymphatic drainage from upper part of the face, anterior part of the scalp, auricle, external acoustic meatus, and they drain into the superficial cervical lymph node. This is superficial cervical lymph node. Deep parotid lymph node. Deep parotid lymph node is situated in the substance of parotid gland, hence the name deep parotid, and it receives lymphatic drainage from temporal, and infratemporal fossa, middle ear, auditory tube, upper molar teeth, and gums. And they drain into the deep cervical lymph node. Facial lymph node. Facial lymph node, I have told you before, that is divided into a superficial and deep group. The superficial group consists of maxillary, buccal, and mandibular group of lymph nodes, and they are distributed along the course of facial artery and vein, and that receives lymphatic drainage from skin, mucous membrane, eyelid, nose, and cheek, and they drain into the submandibular lymph node. You can see that is the situation of submandibular lymph node. And deep group, it includes lingual and retropharyngeal lymph nodes. Lingual lymph node, it is related to the tongue, and retropharyngeal lymph node, which is situated in the retropharyngeal space, it is distributed along the course of maxillary artery and that lie lateral to the lateral pterygoid muscle. So it receives lymphatic drainage from temporal and infratemporal fossa, nasal part, and pharynx, because it is related to the retropharyngeal space, and they drain into the superior deep cervical lymph node, which is situated here. Submental lymph node, hence the name, it is related to the submental region or submental triangle, hence the name submental. It present in the submental triangle here, that is the location just below the chin. So that receives lymphatic drainage from chin, medial part of the lower lip, lower incisors and gum, and tip of the tongue and cheek, and they drain into the submandibular lymph node. Here on lateral side there is a submandibular lymph node which drain to the superior deep cervical lymph node, and by the superior deep cervical lymph node it is drained into the jugulo-omohyoid lymph node. So palpation, place the digits below the chin and check the abnormality. It contains metastatic deposit from malignancies of floor of the mouth, anterior oral tongue, mandibular and alveolar ridge, and lower lip. Submandibular lymph node. Submandibular lymph node is related to the submandibular region or submandibular triangle or digastric triangle, which is situated between two valley of digastric muscle below the mandible. So it is adjacent to the submandibular gland. This is the submandibular gland, and related to these, that is the submandibular group of lymph node, and that receives lymphatic drainage from facial nodes, lips, chin, submental lymph node, anterior nasal cavity, lateral part of anterior two-thirds of the tongue, and it drain into the superior deep cervical lymph node, and via this they drain into the jugulo-omohyoid lymph node. Palpation on either side, pull the tissue under the chin and inferior border of the mandible and ask the patient to firmly press the roof of the mouth with the tongue to find any abnormality. It contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of the oral cavity, anterior nasal cavity, soft tissue of the midface, and submandibular gland. Anterior cervical lymph node. Anterior cervical, hence it is related to the cervical region and lie anteriorly to the anterior jugular vein. So the name is anterior cervical lymph node. It is divided into a superficial and deep group. The superficial group, it is related on the anterior jugular vein between the superficial cervical fascia and infrahyoid fossa just below the hyoid bone, and it receives lymphatic drainage from skin, muscle, viscera of the infrahyoid region. Deep group. Deep group lies between the viscera of the neck and investing layer of deep cervical fascia, and it receives lymphatic drainage from parts of trachea, larynx, and thyroid gland, which is situated here. And they drained into the superior deep cervical lymph node. Palpation. Ask the patient to rotate the head sideways. Place the finger adjacent to the sternocleidomastoid muscle and resist the movement. It contains metastatic deposits from trachea, larynx, and thyroid malignancies. Superficial cervical lymph node. Superficial cervical lymph node, it is situated here. You can see this is the superficial cervical lymph node that runs along the external jugular vein. You can see this is the external jugular vein that runs along the external jugular vein, superficial to the sternocleidomastoid muscle. You can see this is a sternocleidomastoid, which is that lymph node lies superficially to these muscle and runs along the external jugular vein. It is lies superficial to the sternocleidomastoid, so we say it superficial cervical lymph node. It receives lymphatic drainage from lower part of the ear and parotid region, and they drain into the superior deep cervical lymph node, which runs along the internal jugular vein. That is the situation of superior deep cervical lymph node. Palpation on the upper part of the sternocleidomastoid muscle and superficial, because it is like superficial along its anterior border. It contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of oral cavity, anterior nasal cavity, soft tissue, structures of midface and submandibular gland. So we have discussed about the superficial group, means to say outer circle, which is horizontal chain. We have discussed about it. Now we will move on deep circle or inner circle of the cervical nodes, which consist of pretracheal, prelaryngeal, paratracheal, retropharyngeal, and associated with the Walder's ring. These lymph nodes are known as a midline nodes. You can see this is prelaryngeal, pretracheal, and retropharyngeal that lies in the midline. So it is known as a midline lymph node. So first of all, we will discuss about prelaryngeal. You can see this is the larynx. The lymph node which is lie in front of larynx. Here it's known as a prelaryngeal lymph nodes, and that receives lymphatic drainage from larynx and infrahyoid region, because it is hyoid bone. Just below it there is a infrahyoid region. Now tracheal lymph node, which are divided into a pre and para. Pretracheal lymph node lie anterior to the trachea. You can see this is a trachea, just lie anterior to it. There is a pretracheal lymph node, and on either side of the trachea there are paratracheal lymph node. That is the side. You can see in the diagram. This is the infrahyoid region, infrahyoid nodes. This is prelaryngeal because it lie anterior to the larynx. This is pretracheal, which lie anterior to the trachea, and on either side of the trachea there are paratracheal lymph node. So that receives lymphatic drainage from trachea and thyroid gland, which is situated here. Retropharyngeal lymph node. Retropharyngeal lymph node, I have told you before, that is related to the retropharyngeal space. So hence the name retropharyngeal lymph node. It receives lymphatic drainage from posterior nasal cavity, paranasal sinus, palate, nasopharynx, oropharynx, and auditory tube, and that drained into the superior deep cervical lymph node, which is situated along the internal jugular vein superiorly. It contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of nasopharynx, pharyngeal wall, oropharynx, and tonsillar fossa and soft palate. Walder's ring. Walder's ring, it is mucosa associated lymphatic tissue, and that the ring which is made by the tonsils. And what is the tonsil? Tonsil are the simplest lymphoid organ. So Walde's tonsillar ring consists of an unpaired pharyngeal tonsil. We will discuss superior to inferior. On superior side, there is a pharyngeal tonsil. Pharyngeal tonsil lie behind the soft palate. You can see this is a soft palate. Behind the soft palate, this is the open oral cavity, and behind the soft palate, there is a tonsil which is situated here. So you can see this is the pharyngeal tonsil which is situated in the soft palate, behind the soft palate. This is unpaired. And on lateral side or below the pharyngeal tonsil, there are tubal tonsil which is related to the auditory tube, as well as it is known as a eustachian tonsil. This is paired on either side. You can see. And just below the eustachian tonsil of tubal tonsil, there are another tonsil that is known as a palatine tonsil, which is situated here. You can see this is the tongue. On lateral side, there is a palatine tonsil which is paired. And just below the palatine tonsil, you can see this is the tongue, and that is the root of the tongue. And it is related to the root of the tongue. There are numerous scattered tonsil, lingual tonsil. So that is the ring which is made by the pharyngeal, tubal, palatine and lingual tonsil is known as the Walde's ring. So you can see it is interrupted circle of protective lymphoid tissue at upper end of the respiratory and alimentary tract. So pharyngeal tonsil is also known as the adenoid. It is related upper midline in nasopharynx. Tubal tonsil related to the auditory tube around this. Just below it, there are palatine tonsil either side of the oropharynx, and just below it, there are numerous or scattered lingual tonsil, which is related to the under mucosa of posterior third of the tongue. Now, we have completed the deep circle. Now we will discuss about the terminal group, which is deep cervical lymph node. All lymphatic drainage which received by the deep cervical lymph node, they all drain into the deep cervical lymph node, and the deep cervical lymph node, it is divided into two parts, upper part and lower part. The upper deep cervical lymph node which is situated here, and below it there is a lower deep cervical lymph node. The upper deep cervical lymph node, it is also known as a superior deep cervical lymph node, and lower is known as the inferior deep cervical lymph node. So, superior deep cervical lymph node, this is situated deep to the sternocleidomastoid muscle, but it is related superiorly to the omohyoid muscle. So that is the superior deep cervical lymph node. You can see this is lie deep to the sternocleidomastoid muscle, but it runs along the internal jugular vein. So that is lie above the omohyoid muscle. So that is superior deep cervical lymph node. And all lymphatic drainage, it receives occipital node, mastoid, preauricular, parotid, submandibular lymph node, superficial cervical lymph node, retropharyngeal lymph node. But that drain into the inferior deep cervical lymph node, which is lie below the omohyoid, that is inferior deep cervical. So it contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of oropharynx, nasopharynx, thyroid, but these lymph nodes consist of two lymph nodes, jugulo-omohyoid or jugulo-digastric lymph node. So first of all, jugulo-digastric lymph node. Jugulo-digastric, hence the name, it is related to the internal jugular vein or posterior belly of digastric muscle. There is a junction where it is situated, so name is jugulo-digastric lymph node. And you can see it is related to the anterior border of the sternocleidomastoid muscle or just deep to the muscle, that is jugulo-digastric. So that receives lymphatic drainage from palatine and lingual tonsil, posterior palate and lateral portion of anterior two-third of tongue. And that drain into the inferior deep cervical lymph node, because you can see this is the omohyoid muscle, And omohyoid muscle, that is the junction where the lymph node which is lie above to these muscle is superior, or the lymph node which is lie below to it, that is inferior. So this is jugulo-digastric lymph node. So they drain into the inferior deep cervical lymph node, and palpation vertically below the ear, anterior border of the sternocleidomastoid near the angle of mandible, that is the situation of jugulo-digastric lymph node. It contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of oropharynx, nasopharynx, thyroid, and most commonly enlarged in children. Jugulo-omohyoid lymph node. Above the junction of omohyoid, I have already told you that this is the omohyoid muscle. It lie above the omohyoid and related to the internal jugular vein. Here, this is the situation of internal jugular vein. So that is hence the name jugulo-omohyoid. And it receives lymphatic drainage from posterior 1/3 of the tongue, submandibular and submental lymph nodes, and they drain into the inferior deep cervical lymph node which lie below the omohyoid. But you can see this is the superior deep cervical lymph node. I have told you about superior deep cervical, which consists of jugulo-digastric and jugulo-omohyoid. Jugulo-omohyoid contain metastatic deposits from malignancies of oral cavity, oropharynx, and often associated with the tongue carcinoma. So this is the diagram which is showing the digastric muscle. This is the posterior belly, this is the anterior belly, and this one is the internal jugular vein. So posterior belly and internal jugular vein where the situation of the jugulo-digastric lymph node, and here this is the omohyoid muscle. Omohyoid muscle and internal jugular vein, there is a junction where the situation of jugulo-omohyoid lymph node, and both lymph node lie above the omohyoid, so it is related to the superior deep cervical lymph node. Just below the omohyoid there is a location for inferior deep cervical lymph node. So I have told you about superior group. Now inferior deep cervical lymph node or lower deep cervical lymph node, which lie below the omohyoid muscle or related deep to the sternocleidomastoid muscle. There is a inferior deep cervical lymph node. It receives afferent from transverse cervical node, anterior cervical node, superior deep cervical node, which drain into it. But it drain into the jugular trunk. So it contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of hypopharynx, larynx, cervical esophagus, and rarely the anterior oral cavity. Accessory lymph node. Accessory lymph node, it is related to the spinal accessory nerve, surrounds the spinal accessory nerve, that is the accessory lymph node. So it, it is situated in the posterior triangle. It receives lymphatic drainage from occipital, mastoid, and lateral neck or shoulder. And it drains into the transverse cervical lymph node, which is situated here. Clinical significance. It contains metastatic deposit from malignancies of nasopharynx, oropharynx, and thyroid region. Transverse cervical lymph node. Transverse cervical lymph node, here you can see it runs along the transverse cervical blood vessels at the level of clavicle. It lies just above the clavicle. You can see this is the clavicle. It lies above the clavicle, related to the transverse cervical blood vessels, hence the name transverse cervical lymph node. So it receives lymphatic drainage from accessory node, apical axillary node, lateral neck, and anterior thoracic wall, and they drain into the jugular trunk. It have similar course like the accessory nerve, but accessory nerve drain into the transverse cervical. So it contains metastatic deposits from malignancies of nasopharynx, oropharynx, and thyroid region. Now, supraclavicular lymph node. Some group of deep cervical lymph node is associated with the supraclavicular node. Location, it is related to the posterior triangle and it lie above the clavicle, so name is supraclavicular lymph node. And clinical significance, left supraclavicular lymph node is called the Virchow's node. It is very important. Virchow's node, and another name is sentinel nodes. Swelling of the left supraclavicular lymph node, it's due to the cancer of the stomach, colon, and both the testes. So remember, supraclavicular lymph node on left side, that is known as a Virchow's node or sentinel node. So you can see this is the diagram which is showing the clavicle here on posterior triangle. Above the clavicle, this is supraclavicular lymph node. So all lymphatic drainage, entire head and neck is drained into the deep cervical lymph node, and these deep cervical lymph node on either side drain into the jugular trunk, and the jugular trunk on right side drain into the right lymphatic duct. This is the right lymphatic duct you can see, and that is lie in junction between the right subclavian and right internal jugular vein. That is the situation for right lymphatic duct. So right jugular trunk is drained into the right lymphatic duct, or on left side, left jugular trunk drain into the thoracic duct. This is the thoracic duct which is lie at the junction between the internal jugular vein on left side and left subclavian vein. So remember, on either side the jugular trunk drain into the right side on lymphatic duct, on left side thoracic duct. Now clinical correlation. We will discuss the lymphatic clinical correlation into a four part: lymphadenopathy, lymphangioma, lymphoedema, and lymphoma. So first of all, lymphadenopathy. This is known as a regional apathy because swollen lymph node is visible on the region particular and collective term of lymph node disorder. So you can find in this kind of clinical correlation on different regions. So this is known as lymphadenopathy. Lymphangioma. Lymphangioma, it's a benign vascular lesion with fluid-filled space occurring due to the abnormal development of lymphatic system. It commonly in neck and axillary region. So you can see this is the picture which is showing the lesion in the head and neck and lesion in the posteriorly to the tongue. Lymphedema. Edema, it is related to the swelling, and lymphedema, it's a localized fluid retention and tissue swelling due to the compromised lymphatic system. You can see this is a healthy side and that is the swelled lymphedema condition because it is due to the blockage of the lymphatic system. Lymphoma, a group of blood cancer arising due to the lymphocyte. You can say this is the condition, malignant condition, and it is due to the blood cancer, which is related to the lymphocyte. Now, surgical neck dissection, it is very important because American Academy of Otolaryngology system, it is divided the whole lymphatic drainage into a different region. This is related for 1 to 6 region, and we will discuss these region as the surgically because if we find any malignancy or any abnormality, so we can dissect these regions particularly. So there are two kind of dissection: classical radical neck dissection and modified radical neck dissection. In the classical radical neck dissection, there is a probability to removal of level 1 to 5 lymph node and removal of sternocleidomastoid, internal jugular vein, and spinal accessory nerve. But in the modified or a functional radical neck dissection, there is a probability to removal of level 1 to 5 lymph node, but spares either or all of sternocleidomastoid muscle, internal jugular vein, and spinal accessory nerve. It is related to the condition because the first region is related to the submental node, second region is related to the subdigastric part, third region is related to the middle jugular, 4 related lower jugular, 5 related posterior triangle, and 6 is related to the pre and paratracheal region. So this is all about the lymphatic drainage of head and neck.